Have you ever told your kids to clean something only to come back and feel like it looks worse than when they started? The bed is still wrinkled, the dishes still have spots, and instead of putting things away neatly, they just shoved everything under the couch. At that moment, it's so tempting to just redo it yourself. But when you do that, you're actually teaching them that their effort doesn't matter. This is part 3 of my homemaking series, where I've been breaking down the real challenges of managing a home while homeschooling. If you've missed part 1, where I share how to manage the mess, or part 2, where I tackled the never-ending food struggle, be sure to check those out after this. But today we're diving into one of the biggest struggles of all, getting the kids to actually help. Because yes, it's frustrating in the beginning, but if you stick with it, you'll raise kids who are capable, responsible, and actually lighten your load. Let's get into it. Think of teaching kids to do chores like teaching them to ride a bike. At first, it's all wobbly, crashes and frustration. They might even fall a few times and want to give up. And if we as parents jump in every time to fix their mistakes, holding on too tightly to the bike, never letting go, or avoiding the process altogether, they'll never learn to balance on their own. The same thing happens with chores. When you first start teaching your kids to clean up and do chores and take responsibility, they won't do it perfectly. The bed will be wrinkled, the dishes won't be spotless, and sweeping the floor will somehow leave more dirt than before. It's tempting to come behind them and fix their work, because let's be honest, it would be faster and easier. But when we do that, you're sending the message, whether you mean it or not, that their effort isn't working or good enough. And when kids feel like their work doesn't matter, they'll stop trying altogether. I can personally speak from my own personal experience. I remember one day I made my family chicken, like some sort of, I don't know what I was trying to make, but there was chicken, there was tomato paste, there was hard rice, there was something happening, okay? And I was so proud that I made that for my family. And every single last person bit into it and was like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. This is the worst thing I've ever eaten. What the heck is this? And from that point on, I had the mentality that I can't cook, that I don't know how to do this well. And if somebody had come alongside me and been like, and I don't think their intention was to make me feel like I could never cook for the rest of my life, but if someone had come alongside me and more so did these next things that I'm going to tell you about, it would have saved me a lot of relearning as an adult. So how do you actually train your kids to take responsibility without going crazy? Here are a few things that have worked for us. Instead of saying, clean your room, break it into specific steps. So put all the books on the shelf, then make your bed, then pick up your toys. Kids do better with clear, manageable instructions rather than just telling them to do everything at once. The next thing is, don't expect them to just know how to clean something properly. Show them first, then have them try it while you guide them. So if somebody had come alongside me and been like, well, you know what, Wendy, that was a good try, but how about we do it together? All right, I'm gonna cook this chicken and then I want you to cook your own chicken right next to me. You know what I mean? So if your kiddos, if they're wiping the counters, demonstrate to them how to do it first and then let them take over. The next thing is to let go of perfection. Their version of a made bed won't look like yours, and that's okay. If you nitpick everything they do, they'll either get discouraged or they'll stop trying altogether. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress over time, and they'll get better. Expect it to take longer in the beginning. Yes, you can fold the laundry in 10 minutes, all right? But letting them do it, even if it takes 30 minutes, is an investment in their skills, and it's more work up front, but it pays off later. You want to praise the effort, not just the outcome. Instead of saying you missed the spot, say, I love how hard you worked on this. Encouragement fuels motivation. If they feel their work is noticed and appreciated, they'll be more willing to help next time. The next thing is you want to teach the habit of finishing. So a half-done job isn't a finished job. So train them to complete the entire task before moving on. So if they set the table, they also clear it afterwards. You know what I mean? So follow through is key. And you can do that in an encouraging manner. And you can teach them to see the follow through without you. So, for instance, rather than saying, oh, this is not done, this is not done, this is not done, you may come in here and say, oh, I see something that needs to be picked up. Do you see what needs to be picked up? And allowing them to identify those things themselves. Yes, we all want a home that doesn't feel like a constant disaster zone. But this is bigger than just a spotless house. This is about raising capable, responsible adults. Because let's be real, one day they'll be managing their own homes, and the habits you instill now, they'll carry them for life, just like riding a bike. One day it clicks and the wobbles lessen, the balance improves, and before you know it, they're riding on their own. And one day you'll look around and realize you're no longer doing everything yourself. The systems you put in place actually work, and your kids are helping to carry the load. So stick with it, mama. The messy middle is part of the process, but the long-term benefits are so worth it. We tackled managing the mess, getting meals under control, and now training your kids to help out around the house. But here's the thing. Even with the best systems in place, you need tools that help you bring it all together. That's why I want you to check out this detailed flip through of the Plan, Prep, Pray Homeschool Home Management Planner. It's the planner that has completely transformed how I manage my home and my homeschool. From routines to meal planning to keeping track of the kids' progress, it's all in one place. So click here to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.